After living in Asia for 20 plus years, I've noticed something that surprises a lot of people. How two retirees can move to the same country, the same city, with similar budgets, but have completely different outcomes. One looks healthier, happier, and more relaxed than ever before, and the other one is stressed, angry, disappointed, already planning their exit. So today I want to honestly share with you my observations about why some retirees thrive in Asia and others return home. Now, none of this is judgment. It's just observations of my 20 years living in Asia, close to retired friends and from different countries, because everybody has the right to live their life the way they want to. I'm nobody to judge, okay? So, first, the retirees who thrive in Asia usually aren't running away from something. They're not fleeing debt or loneliness, bad marriage, miserable life back home. They're moving towards something. Slower pace, different culture, better weather, more simplicity, different opportunities. The ones who struggle often arrive carrying unresolved problems and expect Asia to magically fix them. But here's the truth. Asia doesn't erase your problems. It often amplifies them because you've removed all your familiar coping mechanisms. If you were unhappy before you moved in, the location will not change that. The retirees who thrive take responsibility for their happiness before they arrive. So, this might be one of the biggest differences I've seen. Thriving retirees, they observe first. They adjust their expectations. They don't fight the culture. They adapt. Struggling retirees constantly compare and they say, back home, this would never happen. Why can't they do it the American way, or the English way, or the Canadian way, or whatever way? Asia works on a different rhythm, different priorities, different logic. And if you insist on resisting that, you'll be frustrated every single day you go there. So the retirees who thrive learn one powerful phrase. This is just the way it works here. And they move on. Because that's just the way it is. They understand the real cost of retirement in Asia. There's a myth online that Asia is endlessly cheap. And yes, it can be affordable, but it's not free. It's not immune to reality. The retirees who thrive budget honestly. They plan for visas, they plan for renewals, they plan for healthcare and insurance, plan to travel back home, emergencies and inflation, which you're not going to feel too much. The retirees who struggle often build their plan on a best case scenario. They believe the lowest number they've ever heard. But when real life shows up, panic follows. Thriving retirees, on the other hand, they don't ask, what's the cheapest way to live here? They ask, what is the sustainable way to live here? What can I do or should I do? Asia can feel like paradise at first, and for a while vacation mode feels amazing. But eventually vacation without a structure turns into boredom. And boredom in retirement is dangerous, and I'll touch on that in a minute. Thriving retirees build routines, morning walks, gym time, go to the beach, learn the language, volunteer and help friends. And the retirees who struggle, and here we go, often just drift. They start drinking way more than they have before, late night parties, women, they spend their budget on those things, not knowing that they will hurt them physically and financially in the long run. They don't accept that they will always be a foreigner in a foreign country. And foreigners are measured with a different stick, always. They have no purpose, days blur together, and suddenly, they feel lost and broke, depressed, and start planning their escape. Retirement isn't about stopping life, guys. It's about designing it, living it. Now, some countries in Asia offer us expats things that some never experience in that great magnitude. For some of us, only, just for some of us. Because if you are inexperienced, innocent, and unprepared for street life, it will ruin you. I have so many stories of friends and others who have lost all their money. They lost everything. Everything they brought in they lost it in a matter of months, or maybe for some, a couple of years. The wrong women, bad investments, scams, and there are plenty of those around. I won't get into it because this video would be way too long, but if you want to know some of them, let me know in the comments. In my younger years, I played music. I love music. Fortunately, that life exposed me to many things, and some of the things that I experienced were the same things in the Philippines. So I could say that I was prepared, trained enough to be able to handle it and not fall in that hole. But some are not ready. You get offers that you thought you were dreaming. You thought you were in Sodom and Gomorrah days. This is, oh man, this is the best decision I made in my life. Look who and what I have around me. And then you drink, and then you party, and then you drink some more, and then you smoke, and then you return for more tomorrow. And then you meet friends or people, males and females, that are definitely not there to help you enhance your life or make it better. You can ask 10 expat retirees and 9 of them will confirm this, especially if they have lived there for a few years. I experienced it, guys. I experienced it. You get used to that kind of freedom exposure to the overwhelming dynamics. That life that you never had back home, although you heard about it. But sometimes people craved or were tempted, but now had the opportunity to face it, and now you can access it every day. But so, your declining health and your declining bank account. I had my life in my younger years, so I was able to handle it a little bit and not to fall through that hole of no return. But one thing is for sure, you don't have to fully understand the culture to thrive in Asia, but you absolutely need to be aware and have respect for it. Thriving retirees learn small things. They learn how to greet people, when to be patient, when to stay quiet, when to save face. The ones who struggle often feel entitled, permitted, privileged. They complain loudly for people to hear. They demand things work their way. Respect goes a long ways in Asia, and disrespect, especially unintentional, comes back to you real fast. The retirees who thrive, they lead with humility, and Asia rewards that. They build community, not just an address. This is a huge one. The happiest retirees in Asia are connected to people, to places, to routines. They build friendships with others, right expats and locals. They show up regularly. They become familiar faces. The retirees who struggle often isolate. They stay online all day. They complain that don't connect. Loneliness doesn't disappear just because you moved overseas. In fact, they can feel louder. I'll share another little story with you because you need to know. We have friends of ours that live right across the street from our house. We hold them very dear to our hearts. They are an awesome family. And they own properties right across the street from us. They own apartments that usually they rent to expats or retirees. But I can tell you this, within the last 3 years, after we finished the house, after it was completed and we moved in, at least 3 people died in their apartments. These guys were found dead because obviously they're tenants and they needed to communicate to the owner. Something went wrong. They went in, they found the door locked. No one answered. They used the master key. They walked in, and in all 3 cases, they found the men either dead in the bed, the bathroom, or on the floor in the living room. Dead by heart attack, alcohol poisoning, liver failure, or that tiny little blue pill that men take at 65, 70, just to prove to themselves that they remain an alpha male. And they eat them like popcorn. But their ticker cannot handle it anymore. They thought they could live that kind of life. Some consider themselves alpha males just because they can drink a bottle of bourbon a day and sleep with different women every day without caring about any of the consequences that for sure are going to happen. But that doesn't last long, and it becomes foreign ignorance as to where they are and why they are there. That's because they abandoned the original plan and ideas as to why they went to Asia in the first place. Taking for granted a lot of things and not adapting or changing to the circumstances, and they felt lost. Thinking that they could handle things they did in their 30s and 40s, now in their 60s. And those guys that I mentioned, if you don't connect and practice the things that I've mentioned before, you will disappear. Thriving retirees understand that the community around you doesn't just happen. You have to build it. Asia isn't perfect, guys. And the retirees who thrive know that. They accept the trade-offs. They know what they gained and what they gave up. I tell you what I gave up. I gave up my family to go to Asia, and the trade-off was a better financial life. But I suffered anyway. I thank God for my wife that became my anchor and my psychological support. The retirees who struggle often chase a fantasy, and when reality doesn't match the dream, resentment creeps in. Thriving retirees focus on what works, on what they love, on what they are grateful for. I have experience with that, and I'm grateful for a lot of things. Gratitude is the quiet superpower of success in retirement abroad. So guys, Asia doesn't change who you are. It reveals it, it brings it up to float. If you arrive flexible, prepared, realistic, curious, Asian can be one of the most rewarding experiences of your life. Anyway, guys, I think that's all I got for now. Sorry I got carried away with some of the examples that I lived through. But I have to tell you, I have to be honest with you about what I learned in my almost 21 years abroad. That was the idea behind opening the channel. So if you need to hear more samples or experiences, let me know in the comments. So I thank you for sitting here with me and listening to me. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them respectfully below in the comment section, and know that I will respectfully answer all of your comments. And I will meet you here in the next video, which will be about the mistakes I've made and usual mistakes made by expats abroad. If you have any ideas about what next videos should be, just leave them below. You guys take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and I see you on the next one.